This is my country, your country, our country. All Indians have a right to be proud of our country. Are you ready to feel a hit of pride? This is India at 75.
Plastic pollution free world is not a choice, but a commitment to life, a commitment to the next generation. Greetings to one and all. I am Abhijit Maji of class 8D from Deepal School, Barampur. In our day-to-day life, we come across various plastic products. From buying fruits and vegetables from the market in plastic bags to eating kheer and desserts in the weddings with plastic spoons. Everywhere there is plastic, plastic and plastic. Out of all these plastic that we discard as waste, only 9% gets recycled. What about the rest? The rest is either dumped in the landfills and our oceans or simply incinerated. This leads to air, water and land pollution, causing damage to nature and wildlife. But what can we do to prevent this? As with the increasing population, we need to fulfill the increasing demands of the population. Our Indian government has made many rules and laws to prevent this kind of situation. For instance, the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules. Also, India has pledged to ban all single-use plastics by the year 2022. Apart from all these, nowadays there are many other solutions available which can directly be used by the people to fulfill their needs as well as to ensure that the plastic pollution reduces. Lithi Inc. is a company which manufactures biodegradable and water-soluble bags. We can use these bags which look like plastic but aren't to buy goods or day-to-day goods from the market like fruits and vegetables. Also, we can carry our own cloth bags for doing this purpose. Also, Bakeries is another Indian edible cutlery manufacturing startup company based in Hyderabad. This company is very amazing. It makes spoons and forks out of different types of flours using which we can eat the food, and after eating the food we can eat the cutlery itself. So amazing. This is 100% safe and edible. This can be used in the receptions and weddings too. Have you ever wondered that by buying goods from such companies, we are not only saving the environment but also helping the company to grow, which will create employment space in this sector. As we can see that in this COVID-19 pandemic, many laborers have to lose their jobs. Daily wages have to suffer a lot and are still continuing to struggle. There is a fight for work and people agree to work even in the less than half of their usual wages. This is not a good sign for a country. We could see mass migration in the country also. In the past, India had taken many preventive measures against these kind of problems. For example, the Factories Act 1948 or the Labor Act 1951. Article 24 of our constitution says against child labor. It states that no child below the age of 14 shall be employed to work in the factories or mines. Education is a must to prevent this kind of exploitation. Also nowadays, we have witnessed a large brain drain of skilled workforce from our country. This is not a good sign for our India. I truly believe that if high standard of education and better job opportunities are provided, then this problem can be averted. Last but not the least, I would like to say that with the advancement of technology and by spreading awareness about these problems, India can find more and more solutions to them in the future, and we can balance our appetites with labor and physical plastic problems. With this, I conclude. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Artish. I'm from grade 9. Today I'm going to speak on the topic why India is the largest manufacturers and consumers of motorcycles. It has been more than 50 years now the bike have been ruling Indian automobile sectors. In 1955, the Indian government needed sturdy and reliable motorcycle for its army and police to patrol the rugged border highway. The first batch of 350cc bullet, the superbike in India of all time, from the Royal Enfield Company of UK were received and assembled at Chennai. Since then, bikes in India have been flourished as two-wheeler segment, and Indian bikes gaining popularity on all across the world. India has overtaken China to emerge as the world's biggest market for two-wheelers. A total of 17.7 million two-wheelers were sold last year. That's over 48,000 units every day. So what clicks India when it comes to two-wheeler market? The need for mobility is very large in India, and we are the one of the fastest developing economics in the world. People are buying two-wheelers for shorter commute and errands even if they have a car. It is difficult to move around in congested cities and even more to get space to park. Bikes are hand drawn for affordable than even cheap cars. Using a bike for daily commute will be a great way to save some cash and invest in yourself. In addition to being more affordable, this is because a bike can afford up to 6 times as much mileage as a car. Thank you.
If on earth there be a place of bliss, it is this, it is this, it is this. These were the words used to describe Delhi in its past. This city, which was originally the site of Indraprastha, is said to have been built 7 times by 7 different empires. The British rebuilt this city for the 8th time and called it New Delhi. Everything went right until the partition of India in 1947. New Delhi crumbled under the pressure and the once planned city was left in ruins. After independence, there were things that needed to be cared for, and urban planning was there on the list. Warm greetings to one and all. This is Guru Mitra studying in the 8th standard in KNMS Tiruchirappalli. 75 years since independence, we have witnessed the development of cities, which in turn led to the development of our nation. We have come to appreciate urban planning. An urban area nurtures industries, throws up employment opportunities, and enhances the quality of life of its citizens. This is supported by a strong infrastructure of power, roads, water, sewage, drainage, etc. Starting with transportation, the Golden Quadrilateral is a national highway network connecting the 4 major metro cities of India. We also have the rapid transit or metros in India, which are commonly operated in metropolitan cities. These developments in the roadways and railways have made urban areas more accessible. A fun saying that signifies the importance of roads is America built roads and roads built America. We also have different schemes initiated by the Indian government for urban development. One out of the many is the Smart Cities mission, which stresses on the need for people centric urban planning and development. Another important function of urban planning is to preserve our rich cultural heritage. This includes preserving our heritage sites and monuments. 75 years of this hard work has paved the way for the creation of major metropolitan cities in India. Industries in these cities flourish, and there are so many employment opportunities here. A classic example is the Tata Industries, which is located in the metropolitan city of Mumbai and has 8 lakh employees working under it. But with development came demolition. Our cities are starting to feel the strain of climate change and population increase. The main question yet to be answered arises: what should we do to ensure that India's biggest cities are clean, green, and friendly? To start with, we must understand that small changes in our lifestyles can have a big impact. It is the responsibility of every Indian citizen to take part in this. Let me share with you my aspirations for the next 75 years. Our biggest worry as of today is air pollution, or in other words, increased carbon emissions. To decrease our nation's carbon footprint, we must make carbon trading a state level affair and increase its efficiency. Another solution would be using electric vehicles. Tackling our next biggest worry, land pollution. Yes, the first thing that rings a bell is plastic. Following the 3 R's is one solution, but another innovation that will help is the plastic roads. First developed by Rajagopal and Vasudevan in 2001, India already has a highway constructed using plastic waste. It is time we make use of alternate sources of energy. It must be made mandatory for every house to have solar panels in order to utilize this inexhaustible resource. We must practice rainwater harvesting at a larger scale, and there must be precautions made for urban flooding. We can also promote urban agriculture and boost green spaces in our cities for a healthier environment. As Indians, it must be a unanimous decision to make our cities cleaner, greener, and friendlier. Together, we shall march into a glorious tomorrow which will appreciate inventors and innovations. Let us once again say, if on earth there be a place of bliss, it is this, it is this, it is this. Let these words secure a place in the history of India forever. Jai Hind.
Hello and a very marvelous day to one and all present here. I am Lakshna Shankar from Velamal Bodhi campus, Kumbakonam. And today I am going to be talking about the problem with e-waste and are we really disposing our old electronics wisely? E-waste is referred as electronic waste. E-waste include the items such as computer equipment, mobile phones, televisions, etc. Nowadays, e-waste is one of the most emerging problems in developed and developing countries worldwide. In this world of technology, it is common for people to use a lot of electronic devices. And when items are no longer required because of their age or when a new model is released, we commonly throw the old ones away. We rarely repair them, but instead, we make more electronic purchases. This in turn contributes to the amount of e-waste we generate. But e-waste can cause serious environmental issues due to highly toxic chemicals in the lead, mercury, arsenic in batteries, which can pollute the soil, water, and dispute our ecosystem and our health if not disposed in a proper way. Most e-waste disposal contributes to climate change due to the carbon dioxide released from the burning. And globally, approximately 50 million metric tons of e-waste are disposed each year, and India alone has produced 3.2 million metric tons of e-waste last year. This made few countries like California to ban e-waste in trash. Now, since we know the effects and negativity of e-waste in our environment, let us now know how to reduce e-waste from our daily lives. We can reduce e-waste from following the 4R rules, which are reuse, refuse, recycle, and reduce. The e-waste can be recycled and used to create new products as the demand of smart electronic products grows. So does the amount of e-waste. And you can also donate your old e-products to the needy if possible. As humans evolve, we make suitable changes in our surrounding for our own comfort. But let us make sure that this change doesn't affect the world and it is still a suitable place for our future generations to live. Remember to save Earth. That is the only way we can save life. Because Earth is where we live for surviving. It is our mother. We must thank it for the help it does to us. And at last, I would like to thank the Indian Express team for this amazing opportunity. Thank you.
The signature scent of cinnamon, the light carrots of bay leaf, and of course, the most ubiquitous of spices in the Indian spice rack, coriander. The vibrant atmosphere of the Indian kitchen is stuff of legend. Indian cuisine reflects an 8,000-year journey and history of various groups and cultures interacting with the Indian subcontinent, leading to diversity of flavors and regional cultures found in modern-day India. The ancient Hindu text, the Mahabharata, mentions rice and vegetables cooked together, later known as pulao. India was later invaded by tribes from Central Asia, notably the Mughals, which led to the emergence of Mughlai, a mix of Indian and Central Asian cuisine and culture. Mughlai cuisine is renowned for its richness and aromaticity of meals due to extensive usage of spices, such as saffron, cardamom, and black pepper, as well as rich cream, milk, and butter in the preparation of curry bases. Later, trade with the British and Portuguese influenced the Indian palate. They introduced cooking techniques such as baking and food from the New World. The varied climate of India, ranging from tropical to alpine, also helped broaden the set of ingredients readily available in India. Indian cuisine is almost as easy to explain as thermodynamics. Regions and religions make up a large portion of the cultural fabric of food. In the north, tandoor is especially well known. Kebabs and kormas, koftas and biryanis all showcase immense culinary talent. In South India, the cuisine is largely rice based with an accent of thin soup called rasam. In coastal regions, a variety of seafood dishes garnished with red chilies and a healthy helping of coconut are staples. Bengali cuisine can be described as delicate and subtle, with fish and rice at the center of the diet. Nowadays, research on Indian food is grabbing the limelight. The results of a study by researchers at IIT Jodhpur, which analyzed over 2,000 popular online recipes containing 200 ingredients out of the 381 known globally, is interesting. Each Indian dish on an average contains at least 7 ingredients, and each ingredient has an average of over 50 molecular flavor compounds. Data scientists found that Western cuisine tends to pair similar molecular flavor compounds together, which is why it tastes blander than most Indian dishes. The secret to India's beauty and appeal is that at the molecular level, ingredients used in Indian dishes share less molecular flavor compounds, which provide contrastingly unique flavor and balanced tastes. Indian cuisine is in a class of its own for its flavorful, dynamic palate. London and New York wake up to Indian menus that serve individual plate-sized portions of food. The ensemble of Indian spices have served the differing tastes of the West. Experimentation to the fusion of cultures is one of the areas India emerges as a global player due to the sheer variety of spices found in India. True reinvention comes when the essence of the food has not changed, yet everything else about it has. Modern Indian cuisine tries to do just that, by playing around with presentation but seldom changing the entire dish itself, since the essence of the dish is in the elaborate dance drama of the spices. It's a nod to the modern while retaining Indian techniques and profiles that hit home, because it takes creativity to be truly authentic. Thank you.
I was writing an email a few minutes ago, and then it came to me. Was there something like an email 80 or 90 years ago? And then it came to me. Handwritten letters was the only means of communication between people and the outside world. Greetings, everyone. I'm Ridhini from National Public School, Kalkare, and today I will be talking about India's postal services over the years. In those days, that is, the good old days, he used to come. He was considered to be a part of the family. He was invited inside the house for a warm meal, but he was too humble and turned down the offer politely. He had this loud bell on his bicycle, which would ring twice before every home, indicating that he has arrived. He was like the personal news for every family. He was most loved and highly respected. He delivered package, money orders, letters, parcels, you name it. He delivered mail to the entire village and was the only link to the outside world. I'm sure most of you would have guessed who he is by now. Yes, he's our beloved postman, the one who we would all be waiting for to see if he's got anything for us, right? But how many of us actually go and visit the post office? Maybe that one little school trip we all took in the first grade. But in those days, the post office was the only means of communication with the outside world. Important information was received only after 1 or 2 weeks, and the letters sent by others were treasured forever. But today, if we wish to connect with our friends and family, they are just one click away, and information can be sent and received within a fraction of seconds. That's how much the technology has evolved. But can anything measure up to the bygone times? Because decades later, we'd have struggled clarifying to the group of people yet to come what a landline telephone was or what the occupation of the typist was. Another thing that is slowly ebbing away from our memory is that of a mailman. But how, just how can we ever forget the heartwarming dakyas who come and deliver the duck? In the future, not long from now, just 20 or 30 years later, how would the postman be? Or will there even be a postman? Or will everything be online, just like it is now? There will be ad delivering drones, robots, machines, whatever. Email is another alternative, one may say. But emails are cost effective and they are free. So many people might be buzzing around these communication online platforms, making your information at a greater risk of being hacked and all the information stolen. Therefore, there cannot be a safer place to deliver your letters than the post office or the safe bag of our Dakia's bag. In rural areas where technology is still rudimentary, post offices do matter, and so do their foot soldiers, the Dakias. The Dakias still reads out the letter to the recipient with a little prodding and pushing before rushing to deliver the next letter. So thank you.
Thank you for all the memories you gave us.
Money plays an important role in determining a country's history and its future. Greetings to one and all. I'm Ninada Krishna of Sharda Vidyalaya, Mangalore. In India, banking is said to have started during the Vedic period. It is said that the transition from money lending to banking started even before Manu, the great Indian jurist who laid down the foundations of rate of interest. During the Mughal Empire, the bankers played a significant role by lending and financing foreign trade and commerce. Over the year, the country's banking sector has become a massive asset. Indian banks are getting more and more tech savvy with the launch of next generation services, bringing customers into the virtual world and teaching them about the new age of banking landscape. We all talk about the technology of the USA and the UK, but what do we talk about India? India is the only country globally that uses UPI, Unified Payment Interface, or UPI, based on immediate payment services, is an all around the clock fund transfer service founded by the Reserve Bank of India. It is an alternative for physical wallets. It makes Indian online transactions faster, easier, and more effective. The project, launched in 2016, has helped move the country into the digital world, which has helped especially during the lockdown. Our country does more than a billion, yes, a billion transactions per month over UPI. Even big names like Google have entered the space. Some applications like PhonePe, Google Pay, and Paytm are used to perform such transactions. With the pace and direction our country is moving, it won't be long before cash becomes just a sheet of paper. The online payment industry is all set to reach $1 trillion. Yes, my friends, $1 trillion by the end of 2023. As we move in this direction, the number of ATMs will slowly decline and will become an article of history. Some cases of corruption and bribe will also come to an end as banks will observe all transactions. The move will also help boost connectivity and help rural areas develop. The country will and has received several foreign investments to the banking sector. Our country and the banks of our country is all geared up for the new transformations in the technological sector such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, machine learning, and robotics. Our country is all set to get a billion transactions online per day, and once reaching there, there's no turning back. Jai Hind and thank you.
I'm SK Susmita of class 9A from Sandana Vidyalaya CBC School, Tiruchirappalli. And my topic is how ride-sharing apps have changed how India travels. Commuting in Indian cities demand perseverance and innovation. 400 million urban residents in India navigate city streets every day. Buses can be unreliable and trains crowded. Sidewalks are rare and mixed traffic puts our cyclists at risk. Traffic in metropolitan cities is no new news to people today. Ride-sharing and apps help people a lot. Majority of the Indians use motorpool as they ride sharing mode. You may ask me, why ride share? And I used to say, why not? Carpooling apps are useful and have been able to grow in country like India. A Frost and Sullivan customer survey which was conducted during 2019 of about 1,200 respondents from 6 major cities revealed ride-hailing to be the most preferred option. Led by heavyweights like Ola and Uber and Minimo. This survey also highlighted the rising popularity of self-driving and car-sharing business models like Zunga, which had a 10,000 strong fleet spread across 46 cities in the country. As its peak before COVID, India's car-sharing market had over 4 million registered users and more than 12,000 vehicles. Post-COVID, India's shared mobility ecosystem will offer the perfect platform for launching mobility as a service solution in which car sharing will play a vital role. In total, in India, ride-sharing apps are obtaining 1.5 lakh bookings per day and 93 million of people are using it per month. Also, 57% of Indians are using ride-sharing as their own vehicle. Start logging your smart commutes. Do you know why I said this? It is because data shows that for every 4 men, 1 woman commutes for work. Ride sharing is cheap. In countries like India, as rupees 24 per kilometer is affordable cost for every type of people in India. Ride sharing has certainly changed the experience of work and life in urban India. 1.5 drivers work for ride-hailing companies in India. Most have no insurance, no pension plan, and no overtime. Ride-sharing totally has employed over 6,000 drivers per source in India. Revenue in ride-sharing and taxi segment is projected to reach $26.75 in 2021. Revenue is expected to show an annual growth rate of 12.72%, resulting in the projected market volume of $431.181 million by 2025. In the ride sharing and taxi segment, the number of users is expected to amount 331.2 million users by 2025. User penetration is 21.7% in 2021 and is expected to hit 22.9% in 2025. The average revenue per user is expected to amount in $88.61. In the ride sharing and taxi segment, 26% of total revenue will be generated through online sales by 2025. In the global comparison, most revenue will be generated in China, $92.127 million in 2021. On the other hand, every year in India, 90% of the pollution is because of vehicle. Where more number of vehicles will make more number of pollution. Only in this sector, ride sharing is being an impediment in our country's development. Some small changes may result in a very big success. In such way, if we change every fuel vehicle into electric vehicle, soon it will result in a very less pollution because of ride sharing. If you ask me, is that possible? And I would say yes, it is possible to convert a diesel or petrol car into electric car with the help of retrofitting, and can also help India to stand at last in the polluted countries. Also, fuel price and traffic in India have increased a lot. Societies that value excellence, innovation, entrepreneurship and integrity do well, said Chetan Bahar. In essence, in the battle for the minds and hearts of India's community customer, the ultimate winner will be the consumer. I hope this ride-sharing picture will evolve in India in the future. Last but not least, in my viewpoint, across all these disadvantages, these ride-sharing apps taking people to reach their destination safely and timely, flying the trapped passenger to move on